Good morning. It's Saturday, and I just got up and I wanted to do some morning affirmations and just wanted to make sure that all you men are aware that if you're trying to build your self esteem and self confidence and your body positivity, it starts with you affirming positive things in yourself. So when you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you say that you're looking nice, that you're feeling nice, that your hair looks good, that everything about you is nice. That's going to start your day off on a good note. So when you're trying to lose weight and you start off with that negative self image that, I'm fat, I'm lazy, I'm out of shape, you know, just whatever you might think of, use that as a catalyst and leverage that as to another reason why you need to make this change. Another reason why you need to get lean. Another reason why you need to prove the haters wrong. They don't want you to make it. They think you're going to fail. They want you to fail. And you know why your haters want you to fail? It's because they're jealous, among other things, obviously. But they don't have the self discipline. They don't have the willpower. They don't have the testicular fortitude to do the hard work, to do the hard thing, like not eating as much as you usually do, or to not drink the beer, or to go out and party and have a good time, or whatever. But you have the discipline, you want it, you got the drive, the motivation, and the willpower. You have to keep reinforcing those traits in yourself. You look in the mirror in the morning and you say, I'm a go getter. I'm a doer. I get shit done. No matter what happens today, I will accomplish the mission because that's the goal every day, progress, to make those steps forward to get to the goal. 3 years ago, I was a very overweight person. I was making bad choices in my life. And frankly, I really didn't care. But I had to reevaluate what I thought because sometimes things happen and what you think really doesn't matter. It's what other people think and what other people do. So when you're a dad, when you're a man over 40, you start having to take things into consideration as to what's really going on with your life. I mean, 40 is like middle age now. So you're halfway done, brother. What have you got to show? Do you got a car? Do you got a house? Do you got a wife? Do you got kids? Do you got jack shit? Do you got a whole house full of stuff? Well, what's your body look like? Because you can give all your energy to other things and lose all your self energy, your value, and give it to other people. If you're going to work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, and then you're dealing with a bunch of other stuff and you're trying to hustle another 15, 20 hours out of the week, and then you got family stuff, you got kids stuff, you got neighbor stuff, you got other family member stuff like parents, brothers, sisters, stuff that's not in your house, so to speak. And maybe it's in your house, I don't know. But all these factors culminate in forcing you to do things. So, as a middle aged man, I had to consider what the next 40 years of my life was going to be like. Am I going to be walking around with a walker? Am I in a wheelchair? Am I going to have knee surgery, back surgery? I don't know. My doctor's giving me the runaround, telling me that I'm old, I got arthritis, that I got to take it easy, and just, wanting to get me on some pain meds and send me to the pain clinic so I can just deal with being sore. I don't even know. Have you ever been to the pain clinic? leave a comment below and let me know. What the fuck's the pain clinic about? They just tell you how to deal with pain. I don't know. But like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get up to 50 subscribers right now. Hopefully on the road to 500. I mean, we're on the road to 500, but you know what I'm saying. But anyway, men over 40, stay-at-home dads in general. You know, your family relies on you to be the icon of the family. When you're walking in a group, who's usually in front? Dad. When you guys are going to do stuff, who's usually taking the lead? Dad. So when dad wants beer, when dad wants fried chicken, when dad wants some microwave or some tray bake dinner, dad's going to get it, regardless of what anybody else wants. And if I'm eating unhealthy, I'm forcing my kids to eat unhealthily because they're eating the same shit I'm eating. So if we're drinking sodas, if we're having, a bunch of greasy Salisbury steaks that came out of a frozen bag, if we're having a whole tray of chicken wings that came out of a bag pre-seasoned, that's not really good, or that's not as good as I could provide. And after thinking a while and after doing some stuff, I started looking in the mirror and I started getting real down. And I was saying, man, you're acting this way, you're acting that way, you're acting like this kind of guy, but you're not that kind of guy, are you? And I had to admit, no, that's not me. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm this kind of guy. So slowly, over the course of time, I had to realign my desires and my goals and my guidelines for how I wanted to navigate the future for myself and my family. Because it's my family. Nobody else is going to do this shit but me. So it is so important, men, to take charge of your family, take charge of yourself. Because if you can't control yourself, you're not going to be able to control them. They're not going to respect you. They're not going to listen to you. You're going to be a chump. You want the admiration and the respect of your kids and your wife and your whole family. You want your other family members to be jealous of how fucking awesome you got it. And that's where these morning motivational talks get you gassed up, because you know you're worth it. You know you're in the zone. All these other guys don't see it yet. Now, some of them see it. That's why they're hating on you. They're trying to poo-poo on your diet. They want to poo-poo on, why you ain't eating out, why you switched it up, and now you're eating, pork tenderloin and broccoli, 5 times a week, 4 weeks out of the month. Why you eating weird shit? Well, that weird shit is getting me lean. That weird shit is getting me detoxified from all the dopamine hits I was getting from the fast food, all the little energy drinks, all the sodas, all the candies, all the snack cakes, all that bullshit. I had to desensitize myself and separate all that shit and readjust my palate. And I went for the very basics: teriyaki sauce. I'd get a couple different varieties of teriyaki sauce, extra salt, sodium. So, I'd get the tenderloin, I'd marinate it in a bag, I'd cook it. That's like 4 days worth of food. I had to eat separate from my family for a long time to isolate what I was eating from what they were eating, so that I could learn what my body needs to fuel itself. So after I got my menu sorted out, my family had to start eating a lot of the things that I was eating, because I would make an abundant amount, and they would have to eat it at least once or twice a week. So shifting my family's diet and meal plans so that ours are back to a synchronous flow, because when I can make food and share it with my family, that helps me provide more support for my wife and my kids, because I know that they're eating a great meal that I made with love. And I can keep it in the fridge for a couple of days. I can put it in a vacuum seal pack and we can open it as needed. So there's no rush on when you got to consume this stuff. So you make it, you vacuum seal it up, and then you can leave it in the freezer for a couple weeks. It doesn't really matter. There's so much variety and options when you're talking about making your own food and doing the right thing. But there's going to be difficult times. There's going to be haters. Even my family was asking me why I'm eating this weird stuff, but I had to tell them that I have been making bad choices, and it's led to me being extremely overweight. I don't feel good. I don't look good. I don't have as high a self-esteem as I want to. And then physically, things are difficult. So life in general was just more difficult, and I was getting frustrated and tired of it. And I knew that I was the one that was doing it to myself. So I did it to myself again. And I changed my diet. I changed what I was eating, started lifting weights several months after dieting because I was nervous. I went to the gym. I messed around for weeks with no direction, walked on some treadmills, went to the tanning bed, did the steam room, try to get myself motivated to take the next step. But then I started lifting some weights on the machines, and then basically just lost my focus. I don't know what machines to lift on, which ones do what. They all kind of look the same, whatever. So then that's when I had to make that choice. Do I want to do gym stuff, invest in the gym, or invest in myself at my house and get a home gym? Because I remember the P90X. I remember how awesome it was. And I remember how effective it is. So I committed. I went and I got the P90X3, the 30-minute workout, and I proved all them haters wrong. They want to know what's wrong with me. The fat's wrong with me. And they told me to stop. And I said, no, baby. I'm switched on. I'm locked in. I ain't never getting that fat ever again. So I woke up. I said, I'm that guy. You wake up. You tell yourself you're that guy. You switch it on. You lock it in. And you tell yourself every morning, you're a winner. You got this. Even though it's tough, you are tougher. Even though it's hard, you are harder. And even though it might get bad, you're badder. Because you can't command respect unless you're a commander. Become a commander. Command authority, command respect. And people can tell just by looking at you. You wake up in the morning and you got an absolute flat stomach. You can't hide that. Just like you can't hide a fat belly. People see me and they see work. They see dedication. They can see that I trust myself with what I do to myself, and I'm making the right choices. My kids can see that I'm making the right choices. I'm crispy in the morning. I'm not sluggish because I've been drinking. I'm not sluggish because I'm fat and I'm slowed down by 85 pounds of excess fat. And I used to probably have more fat because I've developed a lot of muscles over the years. 2 years and some change. That's all I've been doing. And then probably 5 months of dieting on before I started exercising. You can do it, man. You got to prove these haters wrong and prove your kids right. They want you to be the hero. They know you are. You are their hero. Act like it. Rise up to the challenge. It's not easy being a man. It's not easy being a dad. But you got to be present and you got to be there. Because half the battle's showing up. You can't play if you ain't there. So motivate yourself, because I can only do so much for you. But it worked for me. I used music to try to gas me up, try to get myself in the mood. I made a whole playlist on YouTube of different things to try to get me in the zone, different, exciting tunes, different kind of, in between tunes. It's all over the place. It's a variety because it's something that I made over the course of time, as obviously you're going through different things in life, but you can go back and you can pull from those past times, and you can dig deep and you can find different reasons on why you're choosing to walk that path. Why are you choosing to get lean? I want to live a long life. I want to be a granddad. Like, there's so much life to live. Why piss it away by drinking sodas and chips and cookies and all that other junk? Like, you can live 10 years longer, and maybe not even 10 years longer, but in the last 10 years of your life, the quality is going to be so much better because you can walk, you can bend over, you can pick things up. God forbid you fall, you can take a fall and not break like glass. So it starts now, it starts today. It starts with you, and it starts with me. We're doing this. We're getting lean, we're getting fit, we're getting healthy, we're getting ripped. And by doing so, we're showing the kids how we do it. We're showing the kids what a man really looks like. You ain't got to do drugs to get ripped. You ain't got to be on GLP-1s to get a six pack. You just got to be patient. You got to have time on the job. You don't get good at a job when you first start. You have to practice, you have to train, you have to fuck up, and you have to regroup and make changes, make improvements. And that's how you get better. That's how you adapt. That's how you overcome. And that's how you go beyond. Plus, ultra. You want to level up your stats. You want to get to that next level. You want to get the chicks to talk to you. You got to up your game. You got to get fit. People will show you different levels of respect. People can see and trust you. And that's how you know that you're on. People are going to start to say things to slight you, to try to make you, downplay your progress, to make you think, it's not a big deal. Anybody can do it. But that's bullshit. Because if anybody could do it, none of these guys would be fat. If anybody could do it, they wouldn't be making millions of dollars off the fitness industry. They wouldn't be using all the smoke and mirrors to confuse people if it was so easy. It's not. It's hard and it takes effort, and you have to want it. You have to have a reason why, and it has to be a good reason. You can't just be doing this shit because you want to lose weight and go on a cruise. That's not going to work. You have to do this because you want to live a long time, and you want to be strong for the future. You want to be strong for your family, and you want to be able to take care of business. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Your kids want you to win. Your kids love you, they respect you, and you are their hero. You're their superhero. Prove them right. Make them proud. Make them proud, boys. I'll see you next time. We're getting ripped. I'm Tom Smoke. Check out my other videos for training, progress, diet tips, and other motivational words of wisdom and tips from Uncle Tom. Older man in his 40s, got some kids. I got a wife. I'm trying to live a long, happy, healthy life with all of them. And I'm trying to see the grandkids. Thanks for watching.